YouTube, Volkswagen Dave here with another video game video of my Game Boy games collection. The last episode you saw the accessories, well, these are the games. We'll be doing it again, Game Boy Pocket, then Game Boy Color, then Game Boy Advance. Fairly simple. So, as you can see, my Game Boy Pocket is in the background there, which you saw in the last video, and I have 17 games for the Game Boy Pocket. All of these are domestic games except for the Game Boy Camera. That's actually a Japanese import, which I got at 1UP Games. And I actually have some pictures that was taken in Japan still on it, with whatever family. So I will be showing that a little later in the video. Well, there's a few games to mention here. The ones I grew up with: Donkey Kong Land, Kirbys Dreamland, Pokemon Blue, then eventually Pokemon Red and Yellow. Those are the games I grew up with on the Game Boy Pocket. Now, of course, as time went on, when I got a little older, I was visiting my grandparents here, actually, like quite a few years back, probably in like 2004 or something. There's some liquidation sale, and they sold, it had Super Mario Land 2, and Tetris, and I think Quicks. And then at some garage sale or yard sale, I finally got Motocross Maniacs, Penguin Wars, Super Mario Land Original, and some other ones. And there's a few I got online, including that weird one, Personal Organizer. Anyways, let's go through the games. To start, we have Donkey Kong Land, of course, one of the ones I grew up with. This one I think I played the most on Game Boy besides Pokemon. This was an excellent game. I mean, it's Donkey Kong, right? The only thing that pissed me off about this game is in order to save, unlike, Donkey Kong Country, where it had a normal saving feature, this game, in order to save the game, you'd have to find all the KONG in each world in order to save the game. Once you did that, the end warp, I'll show a picture, the end warp would turn into a swirly instead of a normal end warp. When we went into the swirly, that would save the game, and it would let you select a file to save. If you didn't get the KONG, you couldn't save your game, which was stupid because unlike Donkey Kong Country, finding the KONG in some levels in this game was actually a pain in the ass. So what you'd find is you would backtrack, play a previous level to save the game, so it was kind of silly. I didn't really like that. The battery's dead in this anyway, so it's not a big deal. But besides that, this was actually a really good game. Some frustrations when I was younger with it, I'm sure, but it's a platformer. Okay, Game & Watch Gallery. I haven't played this in a while. I can't remember what Game & Watch games were on this one, but not much to say. It's Game & Watch games that you can play on Game Boy, so obviously it's going to be fairly decent. So yeah, Game & Watch Gallery for Game Boy. Sorry, the focus with this is terrible. But anyways, this is the Pocket Camera. This is actually, believe it or not, a digital camera for the Game Boy. I can't remember how many megapixel this is, but I think you could save up to something like 15 to 20 photos. The only problem was in order to get photos off of this thing, originally when this came out, you could only print photos off of this with the Game Boy printer. So it would be like a picture on basically the same kind of paper you get at stores as a receipt. But eventually there was a parallel port that you could buy for the Game Boy, so you could hook the Game Boy up to a computer via a parallel port, the same as an old printer port, right? And you could actually transfer the pictures off of this onto your desktop computer. And if you look up Game Boy Pocket photos online, you can actually find a few to see as an example. Obviously, very pixelated, very low quality pictures, and of course it was monochrome. But back in the day, I think the price that this was back in the day was actually an affordable camera that was digital. So, and of course you can swivel it around so you can take a picture of your buddies or yourself. Not bad. Okay, the InfoGenius Personal Organizer. Now, this one is a bit odd. This isn't actually a game, if you couldn't tell. This is kind of like a little operating system or whatever you want to call it. Well, it's basically a little PDA. It turns your Game Boy into a PDA, which is kind of odd. I think you can set alarms, you can set calendars. It's got like a little built-in phone book with hotels and shit. Kind of weird. You can save memos and stuff. It's really weird. And on a Game Boy, it's kind of silly. But, back in the day, I'm sure it was, again, a cheap alternative. But not a big thing, obviously, since I'm sure no one watching this knows a damn thing about it unless they have one themselves. Okay, James Bond 007. Alright, not a bad game. It's a little quirky, but if you're willing to get into it, this is actually pretty good. If you're a James Bond... It's not like anything special, but if you're a James Bond fan, definitely pick it up. I was a somewhat fan of James Bond a few years ago. Obviously, I enjoyed this game. Never beat it. It's pretty decent, so. Okay, Kirbys Dreamland. Fucking phenomenal. This game is fantastic. If you don't have this in your Game Boy collection, there's something wrong with you. You gotta get this. Like, it's not like a big game once you played through it a couple times, but it never gets old. It seems like you can beat the game multiple times, and then you'll leave it alone for a few months, you'll go back to it, and it's almost like a new thing again. You know, you recognize all the levels, but it's fun to go through. If I recall correctly, there's 4 worlds. Final boss, of course. Or the final world, so technically 5, I got right, 4 or 5 worlds. It's a quick game once you played it a few times, but it never gets old, it's always fun, and it's got a hard-ass mode. I don't think I've ever beat it. I'm not going to give any spoilers, so I'm just going to say when you beat the game on regular mode, it gives you a code so you can unlock a hard mode, and then once you beat hard mode, you get a code for something special too, but I won't spoil it for you guys. Find out for yourselves. And gals, I won't be sexist, and you know, there's probably some chicks watching this too. Motocross Maniacs. It's a dirt bike game. It's okay. It's like one of those side-scroller bike games where you got the ramps. Kind of like those games you see online nowadays, like those free-to-play online flash games. You know, one of those, you race the dirt bike or car above humps and stuff. It's like that, except it's really crappy. Your guy always seems to fall off the bike. You can't keep up sometimes. If you run out of boost in this game, you basically can't beat the level, so it's not really well planned out game. I find it's alright to play for maybe like 10 minutes, and then you're just kind of like get bored of it. It's okay. It's not bad, but I mean, it's not a necessity in your collection. If you find it like for dirt cheap, pick it up, but that's about it. Penguin Wars. Now, a lot of people agree this is a mediocre game as well. I personally think it's a good game if you just want a quick round. You can basically beat this game in, I think, like 10 minutes or less. It's designed for kids, like really young kids. I'm trying to remember how it goes. Basically, you got balls going back and forth on a table, and you're trying to get all the balls in the opponent's hole or something like that, and then you win. But I think that basically beat all the characters in the game and you win. That's literally all there is to it. I think it supports multiplayer. I don't remember. If you see it for dirt cheap, pick it up. It's good for a fun round, just once, and then after that, the replay value just kind of goes down the drain. But yeah, it's a fun game for one round. Okay, the original Pokemon games. I don't know what to say about these. It hasn't been said by anyone who's played Pokemon or any hardcore fan. I mean, they're fucking great. What is there to say? Like if you haven't played Pokemon and you're a video game fan, I mean, what? Basically, play any one of these, you'll have a goddamn blast. Pokemon Blue and Red, basically same game other than small differences like in the Pokemon and that. Look it up, there are differences. That's why you would do trades between them so you can get all of the Pokemon. Like, in order to get all the Pokemon in the game, like the last few Pokemon, you actually have to do trades from blue version to red or red version to blue, or you don't get them all. And of course there's a yellow version, which is similar to these as well, other than Pikachu follows you around everywhere you go, which is kind of cute. You can talk to him, and oh my god, the focus. I see, Pikachu follows you around, so yeah, I think it's kind of cool. Fond memories of this one, because that's the one my sister gave me when I got the Game Boy Pocket in the first place. She kept the red, of course, and yellow, and then she eventually gave me that, and then I got this, and I was like, holy shit, I got a world of power in my hands, Nintendo power! Okay, enough of that. Now we got Quicks. This game is actually a lot of fun. It's a really fun puzzle game. As you can see in the picture, basically you're this like diamond thing, and you're actually drawing lines in the screen and trying to trap these little guys, filling up squares where they get locked out, and then you like beat the level once you fill up a certain amount. And it's actually a really fun, addicting game, and after a while you can get really good at it and get like special little scenes when you beat it and get high scores and stuff. I'm going to show a little video on the side here just so you see what I'm talking about, because it's kind of hard to explain. But it's really simple and actually a lot of fun. I actually think this is on par with Tetris in my opinion as far as fun goes. You can pick it up and play it just the same as you would Tetris. This is the kind of game this is. Excellent. Definitely something you should have in your collection if you like Tetris. You like Tetris, you're going to love this. Star Trek The Next Generation. Now, I'm a big Star Trek fan, but I didn't really get much into this one. I should at least try it, but if I recall correctly, it was pretty. It wasn't great. It was kind of Okay, now we got Super Mario Land. Of course, it's a Mario game, and it actually, it's pretty damn good. I think there's only like 4 worlds in the game, but it gets pretty tricky-dicky near the end. This is a lot of fun for a quick playthrough, actually, if you get really good at it. Actually, I think it's one of the first games that came out Game Boy. I mean, I would hope so. It's fucking Mario. Nintendo Mario. You can't separate the two. Like, what company would do that? Oh, right. I'm sorry, did I say something bad about Sega? Sorry. It's not in my nature. Next game. And the sequel, Super Mario Land 2, 6 Golden Coins. Now, this one is obviously, takes a lot more time to go through than the first one. It's actually completely different from the first one. The first one was kind of more like the Super Mario on NES, where, you're just doing the basic platforming. This one is more set up like a Super Mario World style, where you have a map system and you have many levels within the worlds that you can separately go to. Again, another game that you should have in your Game Boy collection if you don't yet. Absolutely fantastic. The only pain in the ass of this one, because it's such a large game, obviously it has a save. If the battery goes dead on you, which it happened to me when I finally got the final boss, you're going to be pissed, because it takes a long while to go through. So if you're going to go through this game, make sure that, may change the battery out if you're not sure, not certain. Melt a pen if you have to, make your own screwdriver, get a torch. And Tetris, if you don't know what Tetris is, well, you obviously haven't been in the electronics world very much. It's one of the most, common basic games that come to mind when you speak of classic video games. Tetris, it's got to be in your Game Boy collection, man. It's Tetris. It's Tetris. 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 Gotta have it. Gotta have it. You better have it. And finally, Wave Race. This one's not bad. It's actually pretty good. Pretty good game. I got mostly good games here. I mean, Wave Race, so it's basically a top-down, obviously on a Sudoku, little waterboard thing, going, through the waves. You're racing Sudoku. I don't know what else to tell you. What you do is in the picture, it's Wave Race. Okay, seriously though, guys, this is actually a really good game. Depending on what kind of games you like, I mean, it's not phenomenal, but it's pretty damn good. So, definitely something to put in your collection if it's that good deal. And that's it for the Game Boy games. Now, I'll quickly show you the Game Boy camera, and I'm actually going to use the Game Boy Color for that, just so you see it in color. And you got the creepy Mario that shows up too. I think that's only in the Japanese version as well. I'm not sure. Don't remember. Turn the sound up. Yeah. That wasn't, it's kind of weird. I think you can speed them up. Oh yeah, you can speed them up. You can slow them down, or you can speed them up. That's fucking weird. Alright, let's get in the game. So, obviously, Japanese, shit, was it right or left? I think right. I don't know. Yeah, we're in camera mode, so turn that around. And yes, the Game Boy is a camera now. You can see the games. You can see my hand. Yeah, for real. So what we're going to do is, let's just take a picture of the games. So we're going to take a picture of the games. There we go. And it's asking if I want this picture. Sure, yes, of course. And then we're going to leave. Now, I think if we go to the left, we can go to, like... Oh, my God. Yeah, that's fucking weird. What the fuck? Sporadic vacuum. I think those are games. What's in here? Oh, you can view the pictures. So, yeah, you got... Here's some for Japan. Thanks for the game, bro. I don't know what that is. Thanks, dude. For this game, you're the man, Japan. And there's me, and I'll just quickly show you. Is that my netbook? Oh, it is too. Those are my cats. There's Chloe. That's Chloe. On the Game Boy. Chloe is on the Game Boy. There's my car. On Game Boy. Here's the shot we took. I don't know. Anyways. Yeah, there's like an editor. What the fuck? There's like a screen... I don't know. It's weird, man. Anyway, so maybe we'll do Game Boy Camera one day. But now, to move on, Game Boy Color.